What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin. After back here with another video. After I just made a very insane review, like which y'all need to check it out if y'all haven't already. Like it was about like some twists and turns and some two shocking returns and a shocking heel turn from a very top star from that's been a top babyface for over 21 years, and now his reign as the top hero like of the company is now came to a sad end, like for us, like super fans of his, like because he went to the dark side, all thanks to the final boss man himself. But we're gonna be talking about more about that in the later video. But yeah, we're gonna talk about AEW Collision here, like which we got some super. I was a super fantastic and terrific and very amazing matches on the card. Like and some also a shocking win from an underrated wrestler, just like the Outrunners. Like, and I see what Anthony Khan's doing. Like, man, like yeah, he just know how to book things and give your boy SNA what he wants. But not only this biased dreadlock a hole, but you all as well, you assassinators. Wants to he wants to give something that's worth watching, like and worthwhile to us, like for us positive AEW fans and not the fans that claim to be fans, just to criticize what Anthony's doing. But and then again, I hope I get most things right about this. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a warning. I didn't got a chance to watch this live, so I'm not sure what fully happened. But I watched, but I did. Luckily, I got this pre-recorded, like on my DVR on YouTube TV. So I got a chance to watch that after I watched the Elimination Chamber show. So I hope I no, I hope I get everything right. Hopefully, I get things that was accurate that happened on the show. Like for those AEW fans, please forgive me. Like I only watch one at a time. But it's where we got the wrestlers that's gonna fight each other tonight. Start sending the message right to each other. Like we got ones with Powerhouse Hobbs and what's the name, Commander with the Cake, which they start wearing some pretty cool. I'll say uh, what's they called, custom made what's that jerseys, Golden State Warrior jersey, because they are in the Bay Area, which they were in Oakland, California tonight. And also we got what was the other the wrestler that fought? Oh yeah, we got FTR and yeah, the Undisputed Kingdom start taking jabs at each other with these little video views. This where we got a pretty cool line from Roderick Strong by saying like top guys down, which let's just say that was a true case, and they were men of their words. Which I thought that now all like I thought the trio of the team that faced the Undisputed Kingdom was gonna all gonna get their wins, but it seemed like one of them like got a win and the other one just didn't. Like the other one, like it just not win. It didn't not work out for them. But one of them that didn't even win because yeah, let's say it was a no contest. Which I'll say I hate to give it to. I hate to say this, but it's probably going to have to get the blue ribbon of the night, which I was looking forward of giving it to perhaps the I'll say the at least the bronze trophy, if not the silver, because like the tag team match, like for a tag team match between Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong taking on the FTR was just very phenomenal. Like, which that gets the golden trophy, but let's talk about Collision. I'll say the only thing I had an issue with was a certain segment, but I'm not going to get into it right now. But yeah, let's get. But along with this one, along with the other with this one I'm about to talk about, which is Brody King. Like I was with Julia Hart when she was taking a shot at what's her name, Queen Aminata, of her beating her. Be a little bit of a spoiler. Not fall through, but it's where Kazuchika Okada pretend that he was bumping into them. This is where like, oh, like, I would have no problem. This is where Brody King like, yeah, like you better not call me that word, or else you're gonna get it. That's why I was like, yeah, like man, like why did Anthony Khan did not like book this in the first place? Even though that was a very good match, all thanks to Buddy Matthews, not because of this trashy piece of garbage. Like, oh yeah, speaking of garbage, I forgot to tell you, like that certain commentator, like in that unsanctioned match earlier, like called like saying like he's hitting them with that dirty Dom dude. Like, yeah, earlier. So yeah, make sure to check that out on my review video, which I totally forgot to talk about. But this is where we got Kazuchika Okada, ha ha ha, start laughing at them. This is where Brody King, like, what's so funny? This is where then he started turning around. This is where Kazuchika Okada start blowing his breath. He's not looking at himself in the mirror, thinking that he's the most handsome man in the planet, which we all know that's not the case. That's where we got the Undisputed Kingdom and FTR. Then not waste no time. This is where they start going for. This is where they start going at it with each other. We'll start things off with Kyle O'Reilly and Uncle Dax the Axe. With Dax, then start going for a headlock. This is where ours went right to the top court side. Dax the Axe then go for a shoulder tackle. Kyle O'Reilly then go for a knee right to the midsection. This is where then we got Kyle O'Reilly then picks him up. This is where he started kneeing him right to left, right and left. This is where he started right to the corner where Roderick Strong was standing. This is where we got tags where Roderick Strong started going for knife edge chops right into the chest. This is where we got Uncle Dax the Axe start hitting some punches, chop, telling him like, no, you're not gonna get the number one spot. That belongs to me because I want to get a shot at the ring general. Like you already did, and you failed, Roddy. Like just like you're failing with me right now. This is where going to the right side, tags in his partner, Cash Wheeler, just where he ducks right away, just where he gets the shoulder tackle and the springboard. Then he gets hit with an atomic drop, like by Dax the Axe. He gets drop kicked by Cash the Flash right to the left side. Because once I say gut buster, it sounds like if I'm saying something that's very inappropriate, like with if it's out of context. But this is where we got Uncle Cash the Flash of the Tornado DDT after a baseball slide. But once that did not work, with Roddy Strong grabbing onto his legs, Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy Strong pushes him right off when he tried to go for a Tornado DDT. Roddy did, or Kyle that gets him with a knee strike. Then Roddy goes for a back suplex onto Bobby. Not Bob, I'm talking about. What's his name? Uncle Cash the Flash is where we try to go for a pin. This is where we got what's his name? The referee. Then it was like 1, 2, when you don't got two even count. This is where then they start talking about like where the place where what's his name? What's that called? The Revolution pay per view is gonna be, which is gonna be in Los Angeles at the what they call it, the crypto.com arena, like for those that are going to be planning on attending the show. But it's where we got Kyle O'Reilly then gets tagged in by Roddy Strong, gets where he's trying to go for a knife edge chop, but the only thing he gotten is the number 2 spot. That's where we got Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly start going for knees right into Uncle Cash Flash's midsection, then start going for a abdominal stretch. That's where Uncle Dax the Axe is like, come on, Flash, like you can do this, Cash, like don't let him punk you. And this is where then Kyle O'Reilly's like, don't listen to him, like let me punk you. This is where then that's where then Cash the Flash was like, okay, like I'm gonna let you. This where he's like, psych, and this is where he tags in Uncle Dax the Axe, which he was getting hat with them bionic punches. This is where he hits him not 1 but 2, but he hits a right hand jab like onto. This is where he hits the suplex onto Kyle O'Reilly. This is where we got, and then this is where the right strong came back. This is where he ends up suplexing him right onto Kyle. This is where we got him trying to dip Kyle right to the bottom corner side. This is where he counts, and this is where we got a. This is where it's turned into the early 2K games. Like when when it's at the end of the match, like when you counter out of a rope bounded maneuver, you're gonna be hitting the what's that called? The inside cradle, but it's where they only got a 2.1. This is where he's talking some punches and chop. Like if he is John Moxley, this is where Roderick Strong then came in like if it's the tornado tag, not giving no care in the world, trying to Irish whip Uncle Dax the Axe, preventing him from doing more damage to his friend. This is where he dove for a wrist lock, going for a clothesline. Then Kyle O'Reilly count to the bottom corner side. This is where Dax the Axe tried to go for a wrist lock, tried to go for a clothesline. Then Kyle O'Reilly then hits him right in the back of his leg, try to go for a dragon screw. But it's where the Axe Man then hits a pile driver right onto O'Reilly. This is where he tried to go for a pin. This is where we got him getting the 1, 2, 3 that way. And then somehow FTR got the win. And I was shocked. And this is where But it's where like the thing is, the referee was like, "But no, like I made a huge blunder. Like his leg was on the rope." That's where then the commentators put out. It's where they're like, how about we do, we do a rematch here?" This where then like this controversial finish probably led led into the onto the what they call the. This is why I was like, luckily that body Ventura guy's not in AEW, or else like you about to say, what was the point of restarting the match when he didn't even look at it? Like that's the thing. Like he may have the leg on the rope, but the referee didn't see it. So this is where the fans are saying restart the match, and this is where they kind of teased a heel turn. Like this is where the referee Stephon Smith then decided to restart the match. This is where Cash the Flag, but we had him pinned. You didn't see his leg. Like that's the thing. This is where then he started going for punches. This is where he started going for stomp, like kind of act like a heelish maneuver. They were like, okay, like if they want to play by the rules, like we'll play like that with somehow FTR, like, yeah, they kind of been doing some kind of heelish tactics. Like when the referee was looking for when them distracting with Roddy Strong. This is where we got Dax the Axe and pushes off Kyle O'Reilly right off the top rope. Fell down. This is where then we got. This is where we got. I'll say like without being the full commercial, like it seemed like the first half hour of AEW Collision like felt like if it was like a what's that called what's that it kind of felt like if it was like a first half hour commercial free like if AEW did so, but even though we got a partial commercial break right here, which was the powerful force in all of pro wrestling, like it still felt like if it was a commercial free like first 35 minutes of nonstop action. This is where we got Roderick Strong started hitting some drop kicks, which he was right on top because he got the hot tag. Uncle Dax the Act started overhead, like started cranking his neck, started trying to bend this where fans are saying this is awesome, which you're going to be seeing why it does get the golden trophy of the night. This is where we got Kyle O'Reilly, then grab on to Cash the Flash's leg. This is where we got him in the ankle lock. This is where Cash the Flash didn't start tapping. But the thing was, like, Kyle O'Reilly was not the legal man because Roderick Strong tagged himself in the match. Like, he did not know this. This is where the referee's like, you're not the legal man. Like, I see you tapping him out. But this is where we got, like, you're not the legal man. No, what I'm talking about, Rock. I mean, what's his name? Uncle Dax the Axe tagged himself in the match, like tricking like O'Reilly in the process, which it worked with the roll up. This is where but this is where we got Kyle O'Reilly pushes Dax the Axe right into his own partner, like Cash left, which he flew right into the left. Then where Kyle O'Reilly then took advantage of the moment, hit the most devastating move in all of pro wrestling. But this is where he changed my turn to the ankle lock. This is where he's like tap out. This is where Uncle Dax the Axe flipped right out of it. This is where he's like, yeah, like finally, like I finally got him off me. And that's where then Cash the Flash is like, good, like what a relief. This is where then we got the Axe then went up and was like, okay, we want to do the shadow machine, like they were debating what, or the pile driver, the double pile driver maneuver, which they decided to go with that on that debate. But Roderick Strong knee strikes the Flash out of the ring. This is where he tried to go up in the top rope. This is where Kyle O'Reilly started the punches, strikes, elbows, kicks. This is where we got. This is where then Roddy and Kyle then was about to hit their version of that. The high risk double power driver maneuver, but this is where they end up getting stopped by Cash the Flash, being pushed right into the bottom corner side. Then they got Kyle O'Reilly going for the guillotine choke, but this is where we got what's his name? This is where we got Cash the Flash, then going for a crossbody. This is where the match still continues at 2.8. This is where they end up going for the double power drive maneuver, which they end up doing because, yeah, of course, it's a guarantee. There was no outside interference, but it's where there was at the end when Cash the Flash tried tagging tried to go for a pin on Kyle O'Reilly. He probably would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that meddling knee and like the knee power obsessive strong guy is where these are fans are chanting AEW, like which these are the true blue fans, like your boy SNA here. But it's where we got Roderick Strong holding on to the ankle of of Kyle O'Reilly trying to save his partner from Dax DX and Castle Flat. This is where he helped Kyle O'Reilly knock out Dax DX when they were trying to hit their signature suplex splash dive maneuvers. This is where Castle Flat's like, "You ruined our signature." This is where Roddy Strong's like, "I know you. I know. I just saved my friend." But this is where then Cash the Flash is like, "That's exactly what I'm talking about. You ruined it, like while saving your friend." This is where he DDT'd him right into the apron, which that's a proven spot to be the hardest part of the ring. But this is where we got Dax the Axton managed to rebounce back. This is where they got a guaranteed to hit the suplex and the splash right on two. But still, O'Reilly still kicked out at 2.9999999 of the Ultra Ninedoms. Like this where then it was like nobody ever kicked out of the Powerplex, which correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Kyle's the first ever wrestler to kick out of the Powerplex. This is where fans are chanting "Holy shit!" because yeah, that was a very insane, shocking moment. This is where FTR to start going for the shatter machine. This is where we got O'Reilly the turnaround, but this is where it was something that he did not want. This is where Roddy Strong came in to save the day. Knee strikes Uncle Dax the Axe, which gave him Kyle enough time to counter out of the face breaker maneuver. This is where we got Kyle then going for the like an ankle lock or they turn it, but they turn it to the leg sweep knee strike maneuver. Like with Kyle O'Reilly go for the pin, they get the 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match, the Undisputed Kingdom. And I see what Anthony Khan was trying to do, trying to make him look less weak so they could do a part two, very classic tag team angles here. And not only that, but he also teased returning heel FTR because they did not like how they had to restart the match, only for be a different result than they were expecting it to be, like it was originally being when they were in the match. This is where they try to, but they are trying to offer a handshake to the former AEW Tag Team Champions and be the like kind of the voice of reasoning, like saying like that, like it was all just a big misunderstanding. Like you probably will get us next time. This is where they're like, yeah, right, like yeah, like if that'll ever happen again. This is where they walk right out there. This is where they're like follow. This is where Dax the Axe is like, all right, we're gonna have but we're gonna have one more match, and we will, and again, we are gonna definitely gonna. And this is where like you're like, yeah, we're gonna get you back. Like we're gonna make sure that it's gonna be more controversial. Like it's gonna be more controversial than this match was. This is where we got a little vignette of Willow the Pillow, refer herself as the babe that you do not want to mess with, like which I guess the you don't want to mess with part is more likely an accurate one. Like, while the babe, I'm not sure unless you're Stokely Hathaway. Like, I'm not sure if you see anything babe. Maybe because I just don't have any type of feelings for her, obviously. But yeah, but yeah, this is where like I was like, but the good thing about her is like that she's a cool pillow that saved help out the Cope, like take care of the Marina problem by hitting the concerto on her while Cope took out Claudio to knock some sense into him to both of them, like to get that toxic uh those toxic substance out of their system. But it's where But that's where we got one thing. Willa Yuta came out for a squash match, and let me tell you, this is the last squash. This is where he just immediately just overpowered poor Willie Mack from Ring of Honor, which I was like, when was the last time I saw him in an AEW show? This is where we got. This is where did he get go for the half a no this is where it goes for the single leg of boss crab at first. But this is where we got this is where Willie Mack took over the knife and chop, which I believe the ring general himself don't find him as a threat, which I think he probably will give him probably a probably like 24 on the list. This is where Willie Yuta then eventually swing him down. This is where we try to go up to the top rope. This is where Willie Mack try to stop and try to go for an avalanche maneuver. One of the with him trying to think of what move he does off the top rope, like into a slamming manner, going to his opponent. This is where then Willie Yuta dodge out of the way, but this is where we got Willie Mack to go for a clothesline. This is where like he was about to get some make a huge comeback here. Then he hits a big boot that turned into a drop kick. This is where then he hits try to go for a spinning body slam, but the thing was like when he tried to go for a back drop. This is where he's like whoop whoop when he put his arms out like if he's a 7 foot whale, but he ends up in the moonsault like if he's a Keith Lee. This is where he only got a one even count from the pin. This is where he tried to go for his finisher, but somehow Willa Yuta did counter out of his maneuver that he was doing. This is where he runs and outsmarts him. Hits a running Psycho knee when he was running to the same top corner. This is where he goes for the 1, 2, 3. But after that is where we got the leader of the toxic water creator, like that. It came from the worst city of the United States. I'm glad Cope took care of Pac. What's the name? Marina Shafir and Claudio Castagnoli. Well, the pillow took care of what's the Marina Shafir. Cope took care of Claudio and Willie Yuta with the help also alongside Jay White. But this is where we got some this is where we got some teasing that Cope could do the same this coming Wednesday on the Go Home show, like of AEW Dynamite, which I cannot hardly wait to see like the results onto that. But it's where John Mox is like, mind your business, Oakland. Is where Oakland was like, oh, like, yeah, like if we want to be in it, like, I was totally agreeing with, even though that's the former city where the arch rivals of one of the AFC West teams used to have been located at until they went to Sin City, which that's where the place where the other company's biggest spectacle event is going to be taking place at. But anyways, it's where the John Mox is like, I'm here to teach my protege a lesson on how to get the job done. This is where then he this is where then that's where he's like, quite frankly, Oakland, this is none of your business. And he's like, it is where he's like, now I want you to keep this briefcase deep top. He will never get a shot of this. He'll never, ever, will be champion. Make sure you keep this protected for me, this Wednesday, because Anthony Khan did made the smart and wise decision to book him in a match against the Cope that has a hope for us, to make sure that toxic, disgusting water does not come back here ever again in the AEW or any other wrestling rings. It seems like it's starting to spread over in the other side of the pond on the other company, but that's because there was another fella that's from Cincinnati that's a wrestler that's from there, which hopefully he gets stopped much more sooner rather than much more later as well, before it gets worse. But anyways, but that's where he told him, hold on, make sure you do not destroy the rest of our planet water and our championship. That's where then Willie Yutta's like, yeah, I promise I'm never gonna let go of this. But it's where they made it confirm that in Dynamite before, just how many days away? Probably about 4 days away, before the show. Yeah, we will be seeing next Sunday. We will see Cope take on John Moxley at the Crypto.com arena in Los Angeles, California. But also, we're gonna be seeing Willa Yuta in Sacramento taking on the Rated R Superstar, which I believe is going to be the last victim of the Death Rider that he's going to take out until he got John Moxley on him. And this is where I will see, we could see where everything leads up into a very shocking twist, more than what we saw on the other company's pay-per-view earlier tonight. Man, it's just so interesting and intriguing to be a wrestling fan right now, back in the good old days, and the Attitude Ruthless Aggression era. But it's where they show the replay of what just happened between Billy Starks and the CEO Mercedes Moné. But it's where then we got the CEO then gave a shout out because they were in San Diego back a couple of days ago. But yeah, this is where now they were in Oakland. This is where she gave a shout out, even though she was in backstage. She was like, say hello to your, before she could even refer herself as her nickname, which is the CEO. This is where she was and she looked directly at Billy Starks, which she was holding on to the TV. She was like, give me that. I'm shocked that you still had this belt, which I was saying the same thing. I was like, I was surprised they didn't hand it over to Anthony so Anthony can give it back to Mercedes. But this is where we got, and this is where the what's her name? Billy Stark's like, okay, all right, enjoy this reign as TBS champion while it lasts, because that Revolution next Sunday, Momo's gonna take it. And this is where even your boy SNA or even or even like anybody that of her, like even everybody that got beaten by her, like you can name them down the list, like a Will the Pillow or Vacuer or what's her name, Britt Baker or Hikaru. Like they'll probably all be saying like no, like we're gonna, even Harley Cameron herself will probably know that Momo's not going to be beaten, because like if someone like a rising breakout star like Harley can get the job done from to the CEO, like what makes Billy thinks that like that Momo's gonna win. Like, and I'll say, and yeah, some of y'all probably gonna be saying this is not accurate. What I'm about to call. I'm like, she had the nerve to say that the nerve that the CEO's the narcissistic. Well, hope I don't get it. Hope I don't get restricted. But I'm gonna say it. It's a narcissistic bitch, and yeah, it's her words, not SNA's. Like, but this is where we got. But this is where we got what's her name, Billy Starks. That like, oh, and by the way, I made you some tea. She threw a record right into her face. This is where the CEO, the mother, like out of anger by saying like, oh, that bitch. And this is where did she, it is where did she like scream out of frustration. Who could blame her? Like because like no one didn't even ask her to do such a thing like that. And I'm so sorry I said the word, but yeah, it's just that it just, but yeah, like she just. But she's just a hypocrite for doing that. Like for just attacking her like that, and even though she knocked her tea over this past, but that's because she had a reason of doing that, because she was trying to get her attention. She wouldn't even say anything, because she looks nothing more than just a coffee maker rather than a future world champion. No, I'm just kidding about that part. She looks like a coffee maker right now, but I'm not going to take away for her spot of being is like thank you so much. I bet he's saying that right now, because yeah, it's a very it's a huge blessing that yeah, God gave me the thought of giving this come up with this idea of this podcast. Of course, like yeah, if it wasn't for him, I'll glad I get this would. Yeah, this would probably would never happen. I thank God every day for Super Ninja Austin. Yeah, for me, like being who I am today. But anyways, yeah. But who do you think is gonna win between like John Moxley and Cope? Like who do you think is gonna win the TBS championship between the CEO Mercedes Moné against the Women's World Cup from AEW's New Japan's crossover Women's World Cup match? Like between which is Momo Watanabe, I believe that's what I believe that's what like Watanabe or whatever they pronounce her name. Like, but let me know down in the comment section right down below. But yeah, like I said, we all know like she may like her and Billy Stark may be AEW championship goal, but now is not the time. But we also got some another match that was added on the card, which I forgot to tell you, Assassinators. And also we got like not only that they're ready for next week's AEW Revolution, but also we also gonna be being ready for AEW Dynamite next week, which is coming week. Let me rephrase that. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about like what was on the segment. This is where the time as Tony Storm was in her bed, like with a neck brace on, like asking everybody did they love the Australian performance. She was like, and she didn't admit that she wasn't at home. She was in a hospital bed, which that's in kayfabe, of course. But this is where he was like, yeah, like it is where that she, it is like, and I'm the one thing. You do like the one thing I can give you, Mariah, is the dead hits. My so like I'm gonna leave at home. Like you just want to stop. You like and you want the spotlight that you want and you enviously wanted from me in the first place, Mariah. Like now that's why I can give you. I'll give you the spotlight, all right. Like did you like that Australian performance, Mariah? Like because I consider a fortnight like you want a happy ending like in the Hollywood picture. Well, I'm glad to give you that as well. Like and now like she can call herself a movie star because she casted on the latest, probably likely most popular wrestling movie that has came out yet, which is called Queen of the Ring, which is based on this female wrestler that's trying to make the women's wrestling revolution for the better, just like these women's wrestlers are doing on AEW. But anyways, this is where we got Tony Storm to say like it's gonna it's gonna end like next Sunday in Tisseltown. Like it's like I want like it can do anything like you like disqualifications. I don't need it. The countouts don't need that either. And rope breaks definitely don't need that either. Like you could go piss off all I care. That's what he said. Like you like not even like no single holds are being barred because this will be a no holds barred match. Like I want to take Mariah and the whole entire bloody building, and then this was like, hey Mariah, like my sweet dear darling, like Mariah, like I hope you believe in God. And she was like, because like now, like I'm gonna send you to you are going to meet her, like which she's starting to sound like Ariana Grande on that one song, which I guess they're trying to compare the heavenly creator as a female, which I'm not sure if I go that far, not because I want to say that, but anyways, this is where we got but that's where this match was also added on the card as well, along with another one, which we got the Hollywood ending type of match, which is going to be no disqualification, which is a basically a no holds bar contest. Which I would say this is the best terminology to have a custom made match being stipulated for this for this rubber match, which is going to be the final match that these two are going to have, and it's going to be in the perfect place. That timeless Tony Storm thinks she's being in like in AEW every week, which we all know that she's in another in totally different states. But this year, I mean these past weeks, like she's been like in the place where Hollywood started, and then it's still thriving out like for the icons and superstars, the home of the icons and superstars, I should say. Let me rephrase that, but. And hopefully your boy be one of them. Well, not like entirely, but like in some capacity, like of having a spotlight, maybe even have my name like being printed like onto the red carpet, like of showing like it says Super Ninja Austin on it. That's my life dream of doing. But it's where we got my boy Swerve Strickland was in action, which I got it handed to the mogul himself, which he's not gonna get any. He's not he's not gonna get just any he's not gonna get like just any award and it's not gonna get any he's not gonna get like the golden or the silver trophy. He's gonna get the platinum trophy on his performance against Connor what's his name what was his name is Connor Clark's, which I believe he's a guy from New Japan because the commentator said he's a former two-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, the IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions. Now, I believe I talked about this guy on one of my podcast videos. Let me know in the comments down below if I did so. But correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's the same guy that teamed with what's his name, Gabe Kidd before he became the New Japan Strong Openweight Champion, which he held for almost a year now. But yeah, he showed a massive performance telling like that he's gonna be a future AEW star. This is where they show all his vignettes of wrestling all over in Japan, even though I believe he's a British wrestler. Yeah, he's still he could wrestle any kind of style. This is where Strickland got started with him getting the offense in by throwing Connor right into the bottom left side, or Connor Clark was his name, where his name is. This is where he throws him right to the upper right court side. And I'm not trying to say about being careless, but I'm just thinking about what's his name is. It's very confusing at this time, but it's where we got. I guess I am I barely have enough energy. I'm still hyper right now, when it comes to my voice. But it's where Swerve Strickland started doing this dance. After he hits the elbow drop, right into the upper right court side, if he's his own version of Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. This is where then we got This is where we got Swerve Strickland that picks up Connor Clark. This is where Prince Nana like, who the hell swerves? Sounds like who's that swerves? That's where Clark Connors and bring him a fight that we haven't seen in years, probably not years, more like we haven't seen in months. Like probably since when the last time like he like when he was world champion, like we'd see real competition. Or even right after he lost the title, like that's probably the last time he saw him. This is where we got Connor Clark's nearly ran into Aubrey Edwards. Like that was probably the only big mistake that he made during this match. Like with him just nearly knocking her over, which Aubrey was like, "Watch out!" Like this is where he shoulder tackles him. This is where we got this is where we got a car. This is where he start arguing with Aubrey. I was like, yeah, like you knew not and if I wanted to, I could DQ you. Like, if you did get went any close into contact. This is where then we got Connor Clark's like, yeah, like I'm a future world champion here in AEW, which I believe that's the over self confidence, which Nigel McGuinness claimed it's overconfident, but I'll say I'm not really a fan of his attitude, but at the same time, he's very gifted in the ring. But he gotta realize that Swerve Strickland is a former world champion in AEW, so he's not gonna let him gonna slide in here, gonna just easily gonna just hit him with multiple attacks, like only for him let him get him with attacks to the point that he's gonna basically gonna be downgraded even more worse than he already is. But the thing is, he's right back on track. But this is where we got Swerve Strickland, and he got right into the upper right corner slide. This is where not slide, but it's where he slide a chop right onto the chest of Swerve, which Swerve's like, you really think that I'm gonna take that as a threat? And even Gunther put this guy on the list, even though it was probably like in the top 30 list. Like, yeah, he don't even still don't think he's like an envious threat. But it's where we got what's his name, Clark Connors, to start hitting them strikes right onto the chest, right on, and that's where then this is where he started stomping on him right into the midsection. This is where Aubrey was like, all right, stop, 1, 2, 3. This is where he stopped. This is where he started waving his hand in an arrogant manner. This is where he swerved to get back up, but this is where he gets hit with a big old right uppercut. This is where he tried to go for a right foot, but this is where Swerve took the call, flip right out. This is where he turned into a back super breaker. This is where then we got what's his name? You really did. You did. Like, hope you get some. Like, y'all be a perfect delicious treat right about now. Like, especially after you had dinner. This is where Swerve Strickland and hits that arm snap right onto this poor Connors guy's arm, right into his left arm. This is where Prince Nana was finally this is where Swerve. This is where he start getting extremely enthusiastic into Swerve's work in this performance tonight. This is where he's like, that's the exact same Swerve that I've been looking for. And then this is where then we go. And then like that dangerous instinct, that killer instinct, but this is where we got the match that turned into the partial powerful force and into the full one of the commercial break. But once they got done with the advert, this is where we got. And where Swerve was on top, which he's the fan's favorite of the powerful force. This is where he picks him up right on top rope. This is where Swerve Strickland went right up in the top. This is where he hits him with an avalanche suplex. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but still he gets denied at 2.8. Like, dang, like what is this Clark Connors guy's made of? I know he wrestles in Japan like in a normal weekly basis, but dang. But here you go. This is where we got Swerve Strickland trying to go for a big pressure, which I believe that's a signature move. This is where then we got with Clark Connors then trying to counter out of the maneuver, but this is where Swerve is like, I have a better idea. Instead of doing it with your right arm, how about doing it with your left arm? Which it would probably be a smart move if he was fighting an enhancement towel. But Swerve then hits him with a roundhouse kick right to the gut, hits him with a discus forearm shot, like which Antonio Schiavone said exactly. This is where he tried to run to the left corner, but he ends up getting hit with a headbutt by Connors. This is where he hits him with a very vertical double under suplex, but it's where he gets caught with a midair front flip into a what they call a face plant. This is where the Swerve try to get him with his finisher, which is the Swerve stomp. But this is where we got what's his name? and the Clark Connors didn't move out of the way. This is where he did a move that made me start being envious about this guy, which he hit a spear. And then I was like, hey, I wanted to be the first one to do that to Swerve because I promised him that I'm gonna give him a spear and the Assassin Valley Driver if I ever wrestle him in the match, which hopefully that does come true because SNA needs to be in that squared circle, like and be in a dream match. Maybe he can even be the first ever two maybe be the first ever two African American AEW wrestlers to main event someone like something like a pay per view like All In or maybe Double or Nothing, like something that's like a major AEW pay per view. Like that would sound like I sound like something that we could possibly do, but that's only if I could get into the square because he's probably like the second ever like wrestler I probably would like to headline like a pay per view with, like being the first ever two African Americans of doing so. Next to that other guy at the other company, which it seems like he's kind of losing his mind though, like with ever since he turned heel, like along with his partner. But anyways, this is where we got. But this is where then we got what's his name Clark Carter's trying to go for a pin, but luckily Swerve kicked out at 2.1. This is where then this is where the Swerve Strickland's like, my midsection. This is where the person I was like, get him Swerve, like show him like why they call you the mogul. And then this is where then we got this is where then this is where then this New Japan Pro wrestler like and trying to go right up onto. This is where Clark Connors then try to go for like some kind of a DDT maneuver. He ends up getting flipped right over, but not until long enough to they go for a roll up. Which you thought if it was the normal person, he would have gotten a 3 count. But the thing is, Swerve is far from being normal, and I mean that in a complimentary way because he's a very special individual and a very 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 super unrealistic talent competitor. This is where he did go for a waist lock. This is where I believe got a guarantee. That's where then he almost got guaranteed, but this is where he got a standing switch, like with a ripcord by what's his name, Clark Connor, but this was Schwarzenegger counter into a wrist lock, slamming his arm in the process, like into the middle rope. This is where he hits him with the house call to get the 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match by Swerve Strickland, which I was starting to get the fear of the house call, like if I ever taken a move by him, which Swerve, if he was here right now, he'd probably say like, I think like you don't have to worry about it. Like if you don't challenge me into a fight, well maybe it'd probably be for the best if I don't. But then again, I would like to be in a match. It would be a dream come true. Like when it comes to me talking about like favorite wrestlers in the modern day of professional wrestling, along with others that's still in the ring, like that I grew up watching as well. That's still wrestling, even though it's like 10, 20 years later. And this is where the what's his name, Swerve Strickland then send a message to Ricky the Dicky by saying yeah, that was just the stop number one. Like my journey of going to point A to point B is of being becoming world champion is here. Like stop number one is gonna be this next Sunday at AEW Revolution where I face you, Ricky, to earn myself a shot at a future date for AEW Revolution, which I think like it could be against the man that he faced at Double or Nothing last year. But I'm not gonna get too much into details now, even though I kind of gave it away of a spoiler. But how do we know if he's gonna be fighting him? Like the only person that gets the final say of when it comes to creative is Anthony Khan. So it could be anything is possible. So I'm not gonna deny or doubt anything, like because I'm not behind the closed curtains and closed doors. Like what's the creative ideas, like on what's going to be the decisions that's going to be there's going to be decisions on which for either storyline or match or angle that's on the wrestling show. But this is where they showed like last Wednesday after Dynamite when they're about to leave. This is where we got the outruns. Like, yeah, it's like y'all finally gonna give us a tag team go. Like we're one. Like we were wondering when that's gonna be. This is where then we got MVPs. Like, yeah, but we saw we did saw like what y'all did. Y'all did beat the murder machines like y'all promised y'all were gonna do. But I got a question for you. Like, did y'all saw that when we came out and helped y'all out by distracting both Lance Archer and Brian Cage of becoming the number one contenders? This was like, yeah, I don't think so. Like, I'm just a second, Trey. This is where we got. This is where you got the outrunners. Like, yeah, you like what you suggested to do. This is what MVP's like. I suggest you guys to get y'all business together. This is where it's like at the pay per view. You yeah, you're gonna be in the Great White. Like when we go to the Great Whites. Like, how about y'all get back in the gym and train for some like socks and wait. They give us about a few weeks. And give us okay. 1 second. I don't know why you're doing this right now.
Go to bed.
Come on, Trey. Okay, Trey, push back so he won't get hurt.
Trey, I'm trying to get stuff.
Yeah, let your mama talk to you. Come on, Trey. Trey, you stop getting yourself into danger.
Stop doing all that.
Oh.
What are you doing, Trey? You are.
Yeah, like your mama. No, you are. Like your parents said, we need to go to bed. All right, Trey. Y'all gonna settle down? All right, Trey. Not the phone. Go down. Trey, you. Now, you were getting scared of your mom, Dad. After she came into the. All right, assassinators. I'm back here. We got the Outrunners. Then we're so excited. MVP favorite problems. Like as long as they train for this championship, man, we got give them a shot, which hurts the kids still technically heals, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's only just a matter. I mean, like when they do turn face, it's only just kind of a matter of time when they do turn into the light side. What are your thoughts on the chances of the Outrunners finally going to get a shot at the tag team championship? Which they they've been waiting for 20 rookie years for that. Because I'm not sure if that's accurate, but given the fact that it do look like they've been wrestling for 20 years, even though it wasn't the 80s. As a matter of fact, I don't think it looked like they were even born in the 80s or even. But yeah, do you think that the Outrunners are finally going to become the tag team champions sooner rather than later than I predicted it to be? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And here's what we got. Here's what we got. Here's what we got. Harvey Cameron joined the commentary. We got she wrestled in the match against Gianna Perazzo. Finally got her second ever win in AEW. Good news for her. Congrats on her on that. But this is where we got. This is where she told Antonio Schiavone like something that's very fully accurate, and that is he that that he is the absolute genius. Like yeah, that's why he's the goat of commentary next to the likes of Jim Ross and Michael Cole. That's where we got. That's where then she begged the fans. Okay, excuse me for a second. That's not how you're gonna get your way trade. Right, yeah, okay, I'm gonna get you. Why are you looking at me? I'll punch you.
This is interruption.
Doesn't break through one every day.
I need something like that for my
All right, assassinators, I'm back here. As what I was saying, that's the it's where you like, it's where the hard cameras say, we got, like you, Devin got over with, like, I'm becoming a breakout star. This is where we got Big Boom AJ, Big Boom Justice was back today. That, welcome back by interview, but this is where Giant TV interrupted back that interview. And where Big Boom AJ was like, "What the hell you doing here, John?" And it is where and where Giant TV was like I saw you disrespect my boys MXM collection last weekend, like when I wasn't around, but like I'm here now. I'm not. This is where we got Big Boom AJ point not. It is very rare. Like it's not usual. Like not like usual. Just Giant TV. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I've been there for a while, right? Like, let me see if we can find two friends like to meet me and my friend like in the squared circle, like in a 6-man tag team match at AEW Revolution next week. Like, and by the way, Big Justice, yeah, that in that cookie, like. No, yeah, like this is where he's like, by the way, like Big Justice and Cookie do not count. Like, which of course, one, the Cookie's not alive and he's not even a wrestler, even if it was. And secondly, yeah, and secondly, Big Justice is still a kid. Like, even though he's like a teenager, like a preteen, like he's still like can't be eligible to be in the square circle for AEW. Where we got Big Justice, like, yeah, we need to find two friends and fast. Is where they end up finding him. Like, and I'm not sure what explain about this, but this is where. But we got the special guest commentator that's usually a commentator on matches. But this is where we got Antonio Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness joking. We say, "You're not a Harley Cameron." This is where like you don't think I'm as pretty with him joking right back at them. This is where. And where we got the infantry took care of these three. The infantry and Rick Moriarty took care of these enhancement talents like that. that were in the match, like which then probably took about 5 minutes. Is where Adam Cole then came out immediately after when what's his name talking trash like they're gonna win some championships and they're gonna succeed and then even that squash the likes of Danny Garcia, the Undisputed Kingdom, and others like they will do exactly that. Is where Adam Cole came out interrupting with him entering because he has his match against Danny Garcia, which they immediately didn't start going for a grappling. This is where we got Daniel to start going for a second grapple. This is where you go for a rolling flip, going for a wrist. Adam Cole then going for counter out, but this is where he gets to a back to belly maneuver where we got Adam Cole you go for a duck. This is where he goes for a kip up. This is where he try to go counter out of a waist lock. This is where we got try to go for a surprise. Danny Garcia go for the surprise roll up. This is where we got. This is where Daniel then like going to this dance move. Is where we got. Adam Cole like, okay, you got your dance and I got my pose. This is where he did the Adam Cole, baby. And like, that's where he tried to go for a handshake. This is where he shows sign of respect. This is where he got Adam Cole trying to walk right away so he can go on his move. This is where Danny Garcia like, oh, like I'm not letting you get away with it. Like I'm not getting. Here's where I got Adam Cole like, oh, right, that's so. This is where Danny Garcia is like, yeah, like that is. And this is where Adam Cole then gets leaped up frog over. This is where we got Daniel Garcia then hits him with a spinning neck breaker when he had his head bow. This is where Adam went right to the bottom black side. This is where we got Tremont Smith, the ball African American referee was like, are you okay? Adam Cole is where he confirmed that he is. This is where Danny started some punches to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Adam Cole hit a super kick right to the back of his leg. Danny hits him with a backstabber right into the back of what's his name onto Danny. This is where Adam Cole's like, oh, this is very painful. This is where Adam Cole's like anybody else want to see me do more moves than this? Is where fans like, yeah, it's all around the arena. This is where he hits a spinning neck breaker where he try to go for a pin, but maybe kicked out like a 2.4, so we try to go for again, but this time was a 2.3, not a 3 count, but this is where we got. But this is where we try to go for a pin, but this time it got worse at 2.1. Adam Cole started kneeing him right into his back. This is where we got. Once he got him onto the apron, this is where he tried to kick him. This is where Daniel Garcia grabbed onto the leg and then sprained it right into the apron. Just twisting like like not only. And not only get Bobby Hurts with the twisting, but also got her right into a very hard, solid place into the ringside. This is where we got. I totally agree. Yeah, he should have. Like, I understand why is he still up in the first place, but anyway, this is where we got Danny Garcia then going for go for a boot like onto the face, sitting down onto what's his name onto what's his name Adam Cole. He boots him right into the face. Is where we got. Anyway, Daniel Garcia starts stomping on him right into the neck. Is where and he run up right into Adam Cole. But this is where he punched him right into the midsection. This is where Daniel Garcia go for a headlock while the partial powerful force and all the pro wrestling was on. Then once the advert came back on, is where Daniel Garcia was back in control with an avalanche suplex. But this is where Daniel Garcia, this is where Adam Cole bounced right back. It got into the offense side, the bottom right corner side, hit the Paramount Sunrise right onto Daniel Garcia, the champion. Is where he tried to go for a pin, but Danny still wouldn't take 3 for an answer at 2.9999999999999 double triple nine minus 0.1 away from being 3. It was Adam Cole and try to go for a boom, but this is where we got Daniel Garcia. It's a half belly to back pump handle suplex. Is where he then took a breather right into the left side. It's where we got. Daniel Garcia tried to run up to Cole, but Cole hit with a super kick. This is where he hits him with the boom right into the behind, right into the back of the neck. He throws Danny right back in the ring. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but still not a 3 with him kicking out at 2.2. Yeah. Adam Cole, like I would, even if I did expect the kick out, I would expect the 2.9 be like be the minimum. I mean the maximum. I mean something like 2.9 would have been the maximum. This is where he tried to tune up the band, like if he's one of his idols, like Doug over Super Kid. But this is where Danny then going right up into a what they call ankle lock. This is where we got uh, Adam Cole like, no, I'm not tapping. This is where Danny Garcia like, no, I will twist your leg, but was there somehow Adam Cole grab onto the rope? This is where Daniel Garcia started hitting him right. He's like, curse you, Adam. Like, I was so close to making you tap. And that's where I got Danny, I believe, was also trying to go for a power driver right onto the Bay Bay. This is where then Adam Cole then ends up getting his head bashed right onto the apron, which I believe that was probably not good for his neck as well. This is where we got. And what else happened is where but once they were in the middle of the ring, this is where we got like a 3-on-2 beatdown because it was the return of the infantry and Lee Moriarty, just beating them up because they have beef with both Adam and Daniel Garcia and their fellow guys, the 2.0 and the Undisputed Kingdom. But this is where Matt Menard tried to come in to even the odds, but this is where uh, the even then turned into more odder than the previous one because here comes Shane Taylor that comes and attacks him. I can help out the rest of his promotion team to take down the baby faces. And then yeah, this is probably gonna be leading up into some kind of a multi-man tag match, maybe an 8-man tag match, perhaps, like with Matt Menard and Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole, like teaming with a either with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, or I mean Bobby Kyle O'Reilly, or either Kyle O'Reilly or Roderick Strong, or even Angelo Parker. Yeah, like cool hand ends. Like since the Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong are going to be feuding with FTR at the time. But this is where we got Big Justice found a team. He told his father, Big Boom AJ, saying like I found a partner for us, like in our match against MXM and Johnny TV. This was like, and it was none other than Orange Cassidy versus Squeeze himself, since he's not going to be at Revolution to face Kenny Omega, since he's not the international champion like he used to be, and when he got a chance to try to win it right back to someone like Inosuke Takeshita, he still came up short despite having uh, a very phenomenal what they call have a very phenomenal match, I guess you could say. This is where then Big Justice thought he was going to be in the match and said like, yeah, now we all complete. This is where then Big Boom AJ was like as much as I'd like to be in the match, like you heard what Johnny TV said, and besides, like even if you did say anything, Anthony Khan probably wouldn't approve that, like since you're still young, like or something like that. Like, but I think like in the future you will be like the man that everybody would need, and everybody that needs you to be a future star, and when multiple AEW championships here, like. But for now, we need somebody that's already like an established star that's here. This is where we found Mark Briscoe. This is where he's like, you want to help some friends out. He was and he talking about some iron swords and now he wants to help out Big Boom AJ and also and what's his name Orange Cassidy bringing ass whooping to Johnny TV and his MXM male models. This is where he, he was like, and then I got the man with the game plan overseas on the style part. He was like you want to do some conglomeration? He was like, you damn right, I want to do some conglomeration. And this one, you and he's like on the like. Yeah, we want to do some damn conglomerating, which that's the name of their team. This was with Big Justice in our corner, and we're going to take him like you think y'all got I think y'all stylish and fancy with y'all very goofy childish clothes. Like I got your fashion right here. Like John TV, we're gonna be whooping that ass. And this is where we start hyping things up and start saying what they're gonna do. This is when Orange Cat's like, hold up, like before you continue, right? What, what's the word of the day? Like, yeah, what's his name? What's the word of the day? Mark. This is where, oh yeah, word of the day. I never thought. I totally forgot about that. This is where Big Justice had the word of the day. What to say? This is where, and that rhyme, so it was true, which it was. This is where he was like, I know, like what this was like, yeah, genius. And that's what what's his name? Big Justice said, like, all right, like, and he then said like the word of the day was, he's like, the word of the day is him and his father, Big Boom AJ's catchphrase, and that is the boom, with them doing that with their arm, like showing their foot. What's his name? What's his name? Mark Briscoe did it as well. This is what Orange Cathy did a little version of his little pose, like which that should be the word of next week as well. Like, even though like that's going to be happening, uh how about the word of the day will be like punishing, I guess. And speaking of punishing, this is where I thought we will be seeing a punishing squash match with the female member of the Hounds of Hell. This where the But that's where we saw Queen Aminata came out, and I thought, like, never thought this was actually going to be a bit more of a longer match, like for these women to give to show what talent do they have. Which I thought this was going to be the heartless sister of the Hounds of Hell, but man, I was quite dead wrong. But anyway, this is where we got the match. Go grappling ahead. This is where we got the the wrestling kayfabe queen then pushes the heartless their sister right into the bottom left side. Is where she got a big grin when I'm like, I'm just doing my job. Which who could blame the queen? Blame Amanah just doing what she what here to do what she do best, and that is perform. And now she's starting to be a recognizable opponent. This is where then she started going for an armbar. This is where then she did like a little wiggle dance, which I believe that was a little pop from the fans, which I think that was kind of unnecessary. But this is where then she goes for a headlock slam right onto right on the what's that, Julia Hart. This is where we got what's her name, Queen Aminati going for a headlock slam yet again when right after that, what's her name, Julia Hart was trying to escape out of the hole, but yet there's nothing that was going to take out the former TBS champion. This is where then we got what's her name, Julia Hart, and throw Queen Aminata right into the upper left side, hit a back running back attack. This is where then she got her in a headlock. This is where she's like submit, and this is where then we got what's her name, Queen Amina was like, no, I'm not gonna give up. Like nothing against you. This is where it's like I just need to get a win. This is where we got Julia Hart and Irish whips Aminata right into the left side. But this is where when she went to the right side, she gets hit right back like if it's a boomerang that she just thrown. But this is where one time she tried to throw it, this is where it gets more worse because the next time she did, Queen Aminata ends up outsmarting, run to the exact same corner right side, then trips her over. Like this is where she starts stomping. Start slamming her left knee right onto the right in camera of the canvas. This is where Queen Aminata to do a little arm waving pose until the partial powerful force and all the professional wrestling came on. This is where we got. And where Julia Hart, once the advert came out, this is where we saw Julia was back on top because it was the powerful force. This is where she got the heartless on her. This is where I was like, this is it. Like, yeah, like, and it's probably about that time. But this is where Queen Aminata like almost shocked the world by flipping over to a pin, but only got a 2.2 count. Right, we got a hand slap onto the chest, right onto Julia Hart. This is where we got Queen Aminata trying to run up into the corner in the upper right corner side to Julia Hart, but she ends up getting pushed right down. This is where we got Julia Hart then drag her right to the corner, start stomping on her in the midsection. This is where then we got Julia Hart then go right up into the upper right corner side turnbuckle. This is where then she trying to have her leg, to try to get right back on track and trying to fix her leg to stop bothering her. This is where then she try to go for a moonsault. Like she's a I guess like another female wrestler that's in the other company that claims herself to be a genius. This is where we got Queen Aminata didn't go for a boot right into her. I mean, go for a headbutt right into her head. Is where then she goes for a big, massive, painfully looking boot right into the face. Like, but she made what? She nearly made what's her name? Julia Hart's face look like if she just got rolled in the rolling pin. Like if she's either like a human pizza dough or cinnamon roll dough. Like this is where like that's been flattened by the pin. This is where we got the kayfabe African queen to go for the cover like after she did that maneuver, which I think that's her signature move. Correct me if I'm wrong, if not her finisher. But surprisingly, she won with that move with the 1, 2, 3. And it shows that Queen Aminata is definitely over, just like someone like Harley Cameron, like which we can see both of these women going to be thriving, like like it may and win probably not only the one of the championship out of the AEW Women's World Championship or the TBS Championship, but I think they're probably going to be probably the first two women to. One of them be the first, one other be the second ever woman to capture both the TBS and the Women's World Championship at the same time. If not another women's wrestler in particular, then that'll be second and third, because it seems like that's going to be the case much more sooner rather than much more later. Unless, yeah, I think that could happen, but this is where we got Brody King checking on her checking on his female counterpart that's of the what they call it, the of the Hounds of Hell. But once he turned around, this is where somebody was waiting for him with the championship, and y'all will not believe who it is. And hopefully, I'm not continuing to swear up a storm like if I'm creating the weather or controlling the weather, but with some languages raining out of the sky, and it was the rain-making bitch man himself, Kazuchika Okada. This is where then he knocks him out with the Continental Championship, which he was continuing to get on the assassin's nerves. Nerves is like he gave him a finger, and I'm like, yeah, like insult to injury. It's like, and you probably think that at that certain visionary has problems with that Chicago-made wrestler that I'm not sure if I should mention when it comes to AEW subject, like because he used to work here. Like you think that he has some issues with him. Like you should see what your boy SNA like has the problem with this guy. Even though he did, I did like used to like this guy, but now once you get to know the assassin, you probably understand. But anyways. But yeah, he basically did that. Needless to say, but this is where then Orange Cassidy they showed like when Orange Cassidy got leveled by the Konosuke Takeshita, which he's gonna be facing Kenny Omega next Sunday. This is where Kenny Omega was somewhere like in a dim room. This is where then you like congratulations to Takeshita, you retained the championship. Like I just need one more week to face it. Like he's and this is where he's like, and the Donald Callis himself is probably gonna be saying like, oh, like this is not gonna be a problem because Konosuke Takeshita already beaten them before. Like he beaten them twice in 1 week and twice in 1 week after that, and or previous before that, like repeatedly, like which he said like probably 5 straight times. Like, and this is where he breathed in and it took him like about an extra 5 seconds to continue his promo by saying like, yeah, it takes you 10 minutes to piss you off. Like, and I know how pissed off it is. Like and what I'm about to do to you to catch next weekend is not about revenge. No, it's not just about you eating twice in 1 week. Like it's about you. Like it's about the whole and what you've been doing. Like that belt. Like we hold the belt. It represents the best in your career. And if you cannot beat me like for 3 times to Takeshita, like maybe it's time for me to put something. Maybe I need to put something like into the put maybe I should put up something in the matter. Like maybe I have to accept the facts that you are better than me, Konosuke. And this was maybe it's gonna be hard for me to admit, like you are the meal ticket, like Konosuke, like and maybe and if I lose here, like maybe I won't be challenging for the major belt ever again, which I believe that's I guess that which it sounds something similar, someone similar that's currently holding the competitions world championship, which that's going to be in a different video from a different day. But yeah, like I was like, maybe he could be pulling a former fellow EVP that used to travel around the roads from here. Yeah, that couldn't get any more obvious. But anyways, it's where we got Kenny Omega to continue saying, like maybe the Kenny Omega is gone, maybe he is dead and buried. Like, but the way I see this Konosuke, right, yeah, I need an entire year, like to clear my mind, like and refocus, like and holding up, following back my training, like and go and all the most those points, like to make my weaknesses into strength. And now I don't have the extra badges, like in the and from the behind. Now I have the extra badge to become an EVP either. Like my entire focus here is your whole entire belt. Like now, I'm trying to look for to I'm trying to go back where I was at, even though he did not hold the international championship, but not probably not until now. And maybe this is that it give me the feeling that maybe with him putting this as opportunity to challenge him for AEW belts, like on the line, prove that he's going to be winning next week, which I'm gonna talk about on my review onto my what's it called onto my next collisions go home show edition of collision prediction segments. That's where Kenny Omega's like, yeah, and this was like, and yeah, like, and I'm not doing this for revenge. I'm not doing this for Donald. Like, yeah, maybe I'm doing this for you, right? You know, like but either way, like I want that gold at Revolution, and I'm sure as hell gonna take it. And this is where we got the next slide, like, but which was the learning trees, Big Bill and Brian Keith, the students, like which is the Redwood and the Bad Apple. And before I get into that, I want to ask you this question: who do you think gonna walk out of the crypto arena, the crypto.com arena as the international champion? Do you think it's gonna be the cleaner or is it gonna be the alpha? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But next up, we got the tag team match with the main event, which is gonna get probably the silver trophy of the night next to these. I'll say the what match was it? The what was it? I totally forgot. But anyway, this is where we got the match. This is where we start things off with Powerhouse Hobbs taking on Brian Keith. This is where Brian Keith immediately went to his face. This is where I was like, maybe he must have disrespected Chris Jericho not that long ago for him to be so angry like this. This is where Brian Keith then tried to take a pay, try to trick him by saying, no, I don't want no trouble. This is where he's like, psych, and this is where he kicks him in the gut when Powerhouse Hobbs like, oh, you asked for it because you think I was disrespecting your irrelevant teacher that's trying to remain relevant, like by using y'all star powers is in order to satisfy his greed. And then this is where then we got Brian Keith like, well, you shut up about my teacher. Like, you're disrespecting him even worse. This is where he started trying to hit some shoulder ball. But this is where Powerhouse Hobbs had no phase. Didn't move an inch when he tried to go for shoulder tackle, knocking him out like he's attempting a shoulder tackle. This is where then he picks up Brian Keith. This is where he tried to go for a suplex. This is where he immediately gets tagged in by what's his name? Was it Bandito? Yeah, it was Bandito. This is where he picks him up to a gorilla press. This is where he had him with one arm and he drops him right on the Powerhouse Hobbs. Hit a fallaway slam right onto the behind him. This is where they did the little poses. Little one luchador, while the other one's a big powerhouse. But this is where we got. Right where Brian Keaton tags in Big Bill. This is where he started kneeing him in the midsection. This is where we got Bandito to try to kick him out of the gut. But this is where he spins him around, go for a back suplex. This is where Bandito ducks out of clothesline, but he ends up getting caught around the throat when he was running from the left side. This is where he tried to go for a chokeslam, but somehow, like, what's his name? Bandito flipped right out of it. This is where he's like, too slow, like, big fella. Like, this is where he's like, yeah, like, and this is why, like Small has its own advantages. Israel fans are chanting AEW because this was totally miraculously entertaining. This is where they start. They really try to do the That's why they try to do like the little Western kind of Western maneuver, like. And this where then he went to his back. This where they went back to back, went right into each other's faces. This where they did the nod, like with Bandito going to the bottom left corner side, while Big Bill going to the upper right corner side, like doing some little like Western style wrestling. This where, and what's his name? This where then we got Big Bill trying to attack Brian Keith from behind. Not Brian, Big Bill, right? Try to attack Bandito from behind, but he expecting him to do that because yeah, he's a very sneaky, sinister heel. So yeah, you never trust those type of guys. But it's where he got him right to the corner, corner. This is where he try to him to the upper right side, but it's where he immediately gets countered by the 7-footer. This is where we got. The Bandito counter, go for a step up into Giri or Gamin Giri. That's what AEW likes to call. But when referee wasn't looking, he gets pump boot right in the head by Brian Keith, while Big Bill hit a big boot right into Power's Hobbs, which I was like I would not recommend you for doing something like that because you're absolutely wishing for or asking for a death wish basically for crying out loud. But this is where we got the partial powerful force and all professional wrestling came on. This is where we got this is where once you got done with the advert, this is where we got what's his name? Commander with a K then was getting back on track by taking out both the two London Tree members and finally getting the big old super hot and spicy tag by the powerhouse former TNT champion. This is where he goes for a clothesline. He trying to bring down the long lumberjack tree like of Big Bill, and he takes out the bad apple that was falling off of the redwood tree. This is where he try to go for a clothesline, but this is where he just throw the apple right back onto the longwood. This is where then we got Powerhouse Hobbs go for a flying clothesline. This is where Powerhouse Hobbs is like, yeah, fair. Like, big. And this is where then he goes for a clothesline right onto big splash right on first to Big Bill on the bottom right side. Then he went to the diagonal side and the upper left side onto the Brian Keith. This is what he did repeatedly until both men were very were exhausted out. This is where Big Bill tried to close on him, but this is where he actually knocked into the Brian Keith. I'm like, don't tell me this is a tease of a split, but even though they've been doing some excellent work by being the students of Chris Jericho, making their name for himself. But this is where he throws Big Bill on the outside. This is where he tried to go for an attack onto Brian Keith, but Brian Keith boots him right into the face. This is where we got the bounty hunter or the former of like then try to go up in the top rope. He gets caught around the neck by Powerhouse Hobbs. He hits a big avalanche power slam, which looked like you're gonna get the 3 count, and we probably would have gotten it sooner if it wasn't for the meddling. Uh, uh, if it wasn't for the meddling, big. It wasn't for the meddling 7-footer that's probably made out of wood. This is where he ducks out of goal. But this is where Big Bill had a spinning boss man slam. This is where he's like, yeah, like that's like, yeah, like that's like what the learning, like that's the latest learning on the learning tree is to talk about like rope bounds. Like, and this is where he showed him. This is where then he try to teach. This is where he try to go for a choke slam onto what's his name on the Bandito. He probably been successful because it wasn't guaranteed, but Power Tops then shoulder tackled him, which this is where he gave him enough time to hit a spine buster on the Brian Keith. Then he helped Bandito hit his flying maneuver off the top rope, go for the pin, like tagging in like the luchador in the process, and then he pins the man that cannot stand the chance that his teacher gets disrespected by probably half the AEW roster, but he takes the pinfall here. Unfortunately, 1, 2, 3. But fortunately, it was Bandito and Powerhouse Hobbs got the win, and I want to give a huge congratulations to them. Silver trophy of the night for them, and that's how basically AEW Collision ended. And I'll say, if you ask like, what's my opinion about Collision, I think they did a very miraculous job, like on the show. Like, and I would say. On most aspects, like, but there's a couple that I had issues with, but I'm not going to take it too seriously about because like it's not my job to change it. So And I'm not trying to ask like enforce force anybody in AEW, including Anthony Khan, the boss man himself, these decisions. But I'm gonna let you guys to let me know in the comments below how you feel about this. And I'll say since it wasn't so bad, only just a couple of things like maybe the outside interference on the Adam Cole, Danny Garcia match, and then the segment that was particularly that I was not a fan of, along with Okada being there. But that's just typical stuff. So the overall like AEW collision, like and for fans' point of view, there's any issues like from the fans' point of view. They it was like it didn't. One thing they didn't do is insult the fans' intelligence. Like they made everything look legit, everything look accurate. So overall, it's getting a 4.5 stars. It may not be perfect, but at the same time, not a failure. Like, and some might say that this could be like the best collision that anybody's ever watching in recent weeks. Like, and what are your thoughts about AEW Saturday Night Show? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. It obviously does not beat the other. It does not, and again, I know it obviously did not beat the other show. Like in any shape or form. Like we got the other company, like just had like much of a bigger fan base, bigger stars, like in the wrestling business, and they've been promoting like for over 60 years, but with different types of wrestlers, but the recognizable ones that you could say are immortal legends. And I'm not sure about the one that calls himself the immortal himself, but like others that didn't even need to have the nickname to be reminded on how much of an icon they were. But anyways, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let me, and if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button, and leave a comment down below on about anything about the sort about anything AEW related here, and hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for daily SNA videos. And also, yeah, make sure to check out like tomorrow my movie news video, which is gonna be on my other channel at SNA Entertainment, which is gonna be talking about everything in the world of cinema, like from animation, I'll say from I know what I'm talking about from comedy movies to action-packed movies. We're gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing like movie news and rumors that you assassinators need to know. And I'm thinking it's what article is gonna be on? It's gonna be on the Empire article, I guess you could say, yeah. Empire Online, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So make sure to check out like what movies like which they're probably gonna be talking about stuff from the Oscars with a T, not a C. I mean with a C, not a T. What I'm talking about the Oscars. Like we're just gonna be talking about everything in the Oscars, what's been nominated, who's gonna possibly gonna be winning the best film like of the year of 2024. Which low key, some of y'all probably be talking about some of y'all assassinators will probably talk about like yeah, like you're talking about everything like in the movies like now like you're doing with wrestling and football. You might as well make a review on Academy Awards, which perhaps that would not be a bad idea for your boy SNA to do. Mm, I'm still getting started with this at the same time. If I've been doing this for a while, I would say guaranteed, absolutely. But for now, we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. But yeah, like I guess we're gonna end this video right here. And also on Monday we got the wrestling news, like which we're gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories, women that you assassinators need to know from the I'll say the What Culture Wrestling article, and also follow that up with a Monday Night Raw review, which is gonna be the post show after this very insane elimination chamber we just all witnessed, and like and we also got a women's world championship to be on the line. Winner gets to take on the chamber, the female chamber winner, like, and that is Bianca Belair. Which I would be surprised if this ended in a no contest, but let me know about that in the comments section right down below when it happens. But for now, but for now we're just gonna leave it like it is, and we're gonna and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you all have a phenomenal rest of your night and a phenomenal Sunday as well. And I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a magnificently and fabulous weekend. And I'll see you tomorrow on the other video. Bye bye.